Now, this is a little bit of a sad and tragic story. A friend of mine, she called me last night and was frantic and panic, deathly afraid. You could hear it in her voice on the phone. And immediately as I picked it up, especially considering the time at which she called on a Friday night, and basically she was crying, and she basically said that I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, granted, little backstory on her. For privacy reasons, we won't be naming names on this video, but she watches the channel, and other friends within our circle watch as well. So I don't want to call anybody out, but at the end of the day, life has been a little rough. Not 100%, but it's just been what you may consider to be a continuous struggle. And although she watches the channel, we're friends, we communicate, we talk, we brainstorm, we walk through different things, it is very hard for her. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's very hard for a lot of other people to really prepare for what is happening. And there's a lot happening, but let's just say that you are a single mother, a single mom, single parent, and despite your best efforts, because I know there's oftentimes that best effort is not put forth, but despite your best efforts, you just can't quite seem to catch a break. You can't seem to get ahead. You can't seem to. It's like always one step forward, two steps backwards, and a lot of people struggle to prepare for the biggest burden of it all, which right now it's not so much the food, it's not so much the preps and all that. Right now, I'm feeling a shift in concern about the finance, the money, the people that typically I would speak to who were never involved, cared to have conversations about money and finances, are now saying, Kevin, what do you think about inflation? Kevin, what do you think about the stock market? Kevin, what do you think about crypto? What do you think about the housing market? And I'll tell them what I think. And what I think doesn't really, it doesn't mean like a lot. What I think is very subjective in comparison to what you or whoever I'm talking to is comfortable with and interested in pursuing. But at the end of the day, if you're a single mom, you're a single parent, you're doing your damnedest, you're trying as hard as you can, and you're buried in debt, no money in savings, and credit is just ruined. Let me back that up a little bit about credit being ruined. Credit is an interesting subject because terrible credit can be repaired. And although some people may feel some kind of way about disclosing their situations if they're not the best, if you're talking to the right people, they don't care. They don't judge. Their goal, at least in my opinion, is I don't care what you did. I don't care what your score is. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want you to fix it. Like, I just want you to be able to fix it. And the crazy part is they can all be fixed. All of them. All of them. They can be fixed. That's the crazy part. And honestly, if you look at it from the front side, it's like, wow, it takes a long time to fix it. But, once you do it, once you rip that Band-Aid off and get going, you'll look back and be like, wow, that was pretty quick. My credit is back up higher than it ever was before, and I'm able to use my credit to get approved for better interest rates on loans and buy a house, get a mortgage, all sorts of things. My car insurance went down because my credit score is better. It's crazy how that works. But, you know, she was kind of in tears and a little worried about the state of the economy and the financial situations that we're in. And, she watches the channel, she watches the video. So she stays pretty much up to date on a lot of the things that I'm talking about. And she feels like, I feel like I share it with you guys to help keep you informed. And she feels like that it just further shows how unprepared she is for the life that she has and potentially will have in the future. And, she's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know why I'm here. Now, we went down a little dark depression path for a little bit, but I think we settled that down. But to be honest, the financial, money, economic side of life can drive a lot of folks to a depressing state. And it can take a toll on their mental health. And this was something that I warned you guys about. I shared with you a few months ago about how the folks at the top have the furthest to fall in a financial crisis, in a financial crash. They have the furthest to fall, which means they potentially have the highest likelihood and possibility of a mental health challenge as a result. Now, I'm not going to say she's closer to the bottom. I don't think she's at the top for a very long fall, but I think that possibly, perhaps, maybe because it almost feels like for her, she's been falling most of her adult life, that she's just tired of falling. But what we ended up kind of settling on last night was take a deep breath, calm down, relax. Everything will be okay. Actually, everything will be fine. I don't know if you guys can read this, but I picked this up the other day. I don't know if you guys noticed. I like wearing these wristbands. These came from resorts that we went to, and I don't know why I keep them, but I just like them. Maybe it's just because I'll get free access to the pool if I go back to Wyndham Grand, whatever. Maybe I like the color, sea salt and Tiffany blue. But I picked up this one the other day, and it says everything will be fine. And I think that's what I want a lot of folks to think about and consider and remember, is that everything will be fine. And if you have a big problem, if you feel like you have a big problem, the easiest way to overcome that problem, in my opinion, and find solutions to that problem is to calm down and relax and chill out and think about solutions. Don't think about the problem. Think about solutions. If you focus on whatever you focus on, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get. You're either going to get it, you're going to achieve it, or you're going to hit it. So think about the old saying, keep your eye on the ball. If you keep your eye on the ball in the batter's box and you swing that bat, it's a high likelihood you're going to hit it. But if your eye is not on the ball and your eye is on the stands where you're trying to send that ball for a home run, you're reducing the likelihood of it actually happening because you're not focused on it. You got to focus on the ball. With that being said, if you have a problem and you feel as though it's going to just wipe you out and that's all you focus on, then odds are that'll probably happen. But if you have a problem and you take the time to focus on the possible solutions, then you're more likely to hit those than the possible devastating outcome of just letting the problem consume you. But when it comes down to the money side of it, we all know that, unless you want to be fully dependent on someone or the government or some assistance program or whatever it may be, and or homeless, you have to make money. You have to pay your bills. You have to do the things that need to be done. You got to pay your taxes. You got to do all that. And you got to do all that to survive. And I'm actually putting together 10 side hustles that pretty much anybody can do, because I feel like we got to get this ball rolling pretty quickly, and you got to take action soon, because we're in for a rough winter. We're going to be in for a cold winter. We're going to be in for, I think, a rough start for 2023. But I do think that there's a high possibility of success on the other side. But if all you're doing is sitting, worrying, and complaining, then you're preparing yourself to fail. You're preparing yourself to be left behind. You're preparing yourself to basically, if you feel as though in your life right now, you feel like my friend, and, perhaps maybe you are a single mom too, single mother, single parent, and you have no idea how you're going to do it, then maybe, now is the time to really buckle down. Grind, okay? That's the thing. You got to grind. And the grind is, let's just say the grind lasts a year or year and a half, 2 years. That grind, I think, when it's all said and done, if you're grinding like I'm imagining, then when it's all said and done, you're not going to have to grind. You're not going to have to grind much more after that. But the interesting thing is that if you do it, you'll still continue to grind. It'll just be easier because you won't be grinding to survive. You'll be grinding to thrive. You'll be grinding to grow and just build further, more. And think about that. Think about that, because the wealthiest people that I know grinded hard. They still grind, like I said, but they grinded hard. And now they have passive income producing streams that pay them while they're sleeping. I was actually talking to a friend yesterday. We're actually going to meet next week in Los Angeles. We're going to Vid Summit. And also Trucking Prepper reached out and asked if we can meet up. I think he said he'll be in LA. Y'all should check out Trucking Prepper. I think he's coming along. I think he's making some really good progress on his channel. He's a member of the group, and he's all about learning and growing and improving. And I'm seeing it happen. It's awesome. But I was talking to another friend that we're going to meet. He lives in Florida too, but we're going to meet in LA when we get there, and we're going to Vid Summit. And he was telling me about some friends of his that have already attended Vid Summit in previous years. Now, Vid Summit's like a big YouTube convention for creators. It's like a think tank, basically. And Mr. Beast will be there, and the vidIQ team will be there, TubeBuddy team will be there, StreamYard team will be there, Daryl Eves will be there. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more. Actually, I take that back. I know there's going to be a lot more because I actually just logged into the app this morning, and there's like 1,355 people attending so far. And I bet that number will go up between now and next week. But he was telling me about how a friend of his started their channel. She started her channel, and she, at the time, she had about 3,000 subscribers. And I think this was like 2 years ago. And she was in real estate. So she was a real estate agent. She was selling real estate. She was making money in real estate. She had a YouTube channel. And fast forward 2 years, now she has almost 400,000 subscribers. She's pretty much done with real estate, although she still makes money in real estate as through her YouTube channel in a very interesting way. Very interesting way. I'll just put it like that. And she is sponsored and has promotions and affiliates and commissions and so many different things associated that she now makes more money than she ever has before, and she's doing less work, only doing what she loves and enjoys, and ultimately is getting paid while she sleeps. And that's a big deal. If you have a job that you are paid hourly or salary, it doesn't matter. Your time is equal to your pay. If you work more, maybe you'll get overtime, etc. But that's pretty much it. It's pretty much capped. It's linear. It's gonna trend together. Time equals money. Money equals time. Perhaps maybe you have investments. So then the money you've earned are in investment vehicles that over time, over the long haul, we're not here for overnight gains and quick paydays and, get rich quick. We're in it for the long haul. We're here to invest. And, perhaps the money you make directly associated with the time that you put in for work makes you more money. So now you're potentially earning money in your sleep. But like I said, we're in it for the long haul. So that money's not going to be touched. I'm talking about passive income streams that will be paying you while you sleep and being deposited into your, hopefully not personal checking, but into your business checking accounts. The more businesses you have, the more accounts you'll have. You got to keep that money separated. You got to keep the accounting up, keep it accurate, keep it clean. And then things are changing then. If you're waking up to deposits, you're waking up to increased revenues, you're waking up to your hard work, your grinding, your money working for you versus you working for it, then you'll find yourself in a situation where it's like, all right, I can breathe, I can relax, I can think even clearer now. And now I'm going to move on to the next phase. I'm going to move on to the next step to grow something bigger and better that I've always dreamed of. Any dream you have, you go after it. But even more than that, you're going to come across someone that reminds you of the previous you, and you're going to offer them the assistance. You're going to offer them a shoulder. You're going to offer them an ear. You're going to offer them some ideas. You're going to offer them your story, and you're going to help them succeed too. You're going to help them get prepared for this economic, financial crisis that's just going to continue. Everything's going to continue to cost more. Inflation is going to continuously go up. The Fed target rate for inflation is 2%. So it's like no matter what, every year things are going to cost more money. And although money isn't everything, you need money to survive, so to speak. If you're listening to this video, you know you need money to survive. If you don't need money to survive, you're probably homeless and you don't have access to the internet, and you're probably not concerned about YouTube. Just put it like that. And, so we already know that the Fed is targeting for things that cost more every year. So why are we not targeting to make more money every year? You see what I'm saying? So I think that she's going to be okay. She said, I can't do this anymore. I'm depressed. I feel like I'm struggling, and I don't see how I'm ever going to make it. And what she didn't realize is she knew several ways of how to make it. We've talked about it numerous times, but she also knew, or at least I feel like she knows now after last night, she knew that she was holding herself back by continuously focusing on the negative and not focusing on what could be the positives, plural, and sabotaging herself and brainwashing herself from achieving the unbelievable goals or unbelievable accomplishments that are waiting for her, that I feel as though now she knows she is capable of achieving, because she's going to focus on those. She's going to focus on the positives. She's going to focus on the wins. She's going to focus on the success, opposed to focusing on the problem. Let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if you know anyone similar situation. Let me know if this could possibly be you. If you want to have a talk, if you feel like the weight and the burden of society and global economics and conflict and predictions and forecasts and theories of what's to come. If you need to talk about it, hit me up. My contact's in the description. And for those of you interested in the RTS Tactical Rapid Deploy IFAC Medical Kit, that link's in the description too. You still have a few days left to put your name in for the 50,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Odds are I'll see you again before Monday. But if not, take care, be safe.